Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing and taking a look at the newly released Digivice V, which is the new version of the Vital Bracelet. So as you can see, it's blue and it also advertises a premium price. And that is because while Digimon Ghost Game is airing, it's going to be a slightly reduced price. So it is actually cheaper than getting the original Vital Bracelet. And there are also some differences and some improvements that they've made on the Digivice V as opposed to the Digimon Vital Bracelet. So first of all, it has a sleep mode where you can actually put your Digimon to sleep. So it's sort of like a pause mode that other virtual pets have. And also the countdown timer decreases while they're in their overnight sleep. Not in their sleep mode when they're paused, but in their overnight sleep, the evolution timer clicks down. And another difference is, and this is probably one of the most popular improvements, but the DIMMs now can be linked to 3 devices rather than just the one, and that was a difference with the VB V. So if you were to have a DIMM card that was linked to your first version of the VB, you could actually still use it on the VBV and also on another device. So that's pretty cool. So we'll open up this box and you can see that I've got my Gamamon DIMM here. I bought a separate one, but it also does actually come with the Gamamon DIMM as well as the VB. So it doesn't come with the Impulse City DIMM like the first, I'm going to say, wave of the Vital Bracelets did. So, which is kind of an interesting thing because you'll notice that on the VB Lab app, you are given a Pulsemon. And let's say that the Digivice V is your first Vital Bracelet, you'll know that you won't be able to put the Pulsemon back on your VB because in order to do so, you actually need the Pulsemon DIMM. So that's kind of a sad thing that you'll have this if you just start your life as a Vital Bracelet tamer and you get the app and you have that Pulsemon from the app, you won't actually be able to put the Pulsemon on your VB because it doesn't come with the Impulse City DIMM, and unlike the Gamamon DIMM here, it's not actually sold separately, or at least as of me recording this video, it hasn't been announced for a release yet. So here is the Digivice V. It's in a dark blue colour, and you also notice that the Versus DIMM is blue instead of black. So we'll just take that out and we'll remove the Digivice. But basically, in terms of how it looks, it is the same from my first look of this VB. It looks pretty much the same as the original VB. I've heard people say that the screen is a better quality, and I've also heard people saying that there is a bug that the vitals do not decrease just from the heart rate. It is always detecting a heart rate. So that's what I've heard. So we'll switch it on. And what even is the date? Time is an illusion. It's the 13th of October, and I think is it month first? I think it's month first on this. Yeah, it is. And something popped in the packaging there. Yep, it is that. That's the date. And it is 6:05. Oh, and I'll put it at 6:06. Inserted DIMM, so we'll remove the, oh geez, that's very tight. That's a lot tighter than the original VB. I actually had to pull it out. So we'll put in our Gamamon DIMM that was packaged in, oh, I let the screen go off. So yeah, we're using the Gamamon DIMM that was packaged in with the Digivice V, but I don't think there'd be much of a difference between using the one that's sold separately and the one that comes with it. And then we wait for the dim to load. But yeah, so in terms of the screen being better, I've had a lot of people say that the screen is better. And there's also the difference between the screen on the first VB, and then there was sort of like, there was the VB at release, and then they released the same VB, but it was a bit later with different firmware. And that again has a different screen that's a little bit better. And then I've heard that this one has the best screen. But my eyesight not too good, so I can't actually tell. But yeah, the main feature that people are pretty excited about on the Digivice V as opposed to the original is the fact that you can link a DIM card with 3 devices. Not sure that that really means much, because now that we have a way of resetting DIMs, like I've mentioned in videos before, that's the same as the Agumon egg, there we are. Yeah, so now that we know how to reset the DIMs, it's not too much of a big deal. And if you're wondering how to do that, I've got videos on the matter. And there we have it, Gamomon's baby form. So let's look at these screens. So we've actually got titles for the menu items now. So we've got status, Digimon, mission, storage has a different thing. Instead of a light bulb, it's a freezer, like it is in the app. Log link, which is the app, and system. So they're actually labeling it now. So more or less everything else is the same, except they've added titles, and the backup is a different thing. Oh yeah, I think that's the thing. It's always detecting 80 if it doesn't detect a heart rate. But I've also heard that that's not necessarily all of them. So if I think I hold it down. Nope, that's the wrong one. So I have heard that, I think I've gone too far. So I've heard that if you go to the screen and you go to test your heart rate by holding that down, and you hold it against absolutely nothing, so I'm just holding it against, and it takes a little while, and it'll detect 80 even if it's not actually connected to your wrist. So the vitals actually increase and don't decrease. But I've heard it actually takes a little bit of time on this. But yeah, I've heard it's not every VB, but at this point it's a lot of them. So that's kind of a little bit handy, because it means you don't have to necessarily wear it. So it was able to detect it, and it detected 80. So there we have a moderately bugged VB. So that means that I don't actually have to wear this. I can just leave it on my desk like a normal Digivice. So interestingly, I noticed that with the original VB, that in some situations, not all of them, if I have it against like something that's white, and this is why I specifically held the VB up like that, because with this VB I've noticed that if it's on something with a white background, like a light box or above some paper or above my PC case which is white, it'll actually increase vitals. And that's pretty neat. Like, I don't have to necessarily wear it, but it has to be on something white. On the other hand, this one just appears not to lose vitals, so that's fairly handy if I don't want to have to wear it. I'm fairly certain, there we are, can't do my words today, my apologies. I'm fairly certain that since I was able to get a heart rate of 80, and 80 in particular is the number that I've heard with the bugged VBs, that if you kind of just, if it detects 80, that's just kind of like its default. Like, it's got like almost like it's an overactive heart rate monitor, but it always detects 80. So that's something that I guess I'll watch out for. I'm fairly certain that it does have that slight bug because I was able to get 80, because that's what's been reported. But it's no huge big deal. I'm not sure which one I will run primarily as my main VB. I might still use my original VB because I have the special modded band, but definitely if I can just have this one not connected to me and still increase vitals, I'll probably use both because I don't have to wear it, and that'd be pretty neat. But I guess time will tell with that if the vitals increase or they decrease once I've been playing with that a little bit. But yeah, and obviously instructions and the charging cable are the same. So since this is my second VB and the Tamagotchi Smart uses the same charger, I have a lot of these now. So I really can have one in my bag, one at work, one in the car, one in my home office. Very handy to have lots of those, even though they're a fairly common adapter. But anyway, so that is the Digivice V. If you have any questions, let me know. And oh, yes, obviously this is the same design and same color as the VB that's worn in Ghost Game, which is, I guess, why they advertise a promotional price. And I'm struggling getting... Oh, there we are. So yeah, that was my quick look at the VB Digivice V. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know in the comments. And I'm just taking the charger out, so I do have this extra charger. And yeah, I think that's basically everything. The blue versus dim is kind of cool. I'm glad that we got a different one of those, except especially because the other VBs all had black verse dims, even if they didn't have the black band. It's nice that this verse dim matches the band on the basis that I don't have to get it confused with the other ones. But yeah, I'm not sure if the verse dim functions any differently from the other version, but in any case, there it is. There we have it, both VBs, and you can see my vitals have gone up 4, and I haven't had it connected to my wrist. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Let me know what you think. And if you got the Digivice V, do you experience this bug? Do you not experience this bug? Let me know in the comments, and as always, I will see you on the next video. Bye!